Hi, this is netTools101, web tools every legal professional should know. Hi, I'm Melissa Sachs. So first, an overview and a disclaimer. Web development. Web development happens in an area of constant change. The tools are constantly changing, the environment's constantly changing. Everything that I say today may become obsolete in a week, in a day, tomorrow. I just want to put that out there. Also, I publish at recruiteresq.com, but I'm not a recruiter. I'm also not an Esquire. You can take a look at my background at mjsachs.googlepages.com/resume. As a former attorney and a former Esquire, this makes my approach to applying the web to the legal profession or industry a bit more practical. On the other hand, I'm definitely not a computer expert. I've never gone to school for programming, for design, or marketing. Everything that I've learned about computers, I've learned in my spare time. Now that I've given you some overview and my disclaimers, now let's put web development into context. Let's start with some definitions from dictionary.com. So the web, number 6, often web, the World Wide Web. Number 5, a complex interconnected structure or arrangement. Number 3, a structure of delicate thread-like filaments characteristically spun by spiders or certain insect larvae. Development, again, dictionary.com, the act of developing, the state of being developed. Number 5, determination of the best techniques for applying a new device or process to production of goods or services. Also, take a look at the synonyms. These nouns mean a progression from a simpler or lower to a more advanced, mature, or complex form or stage. Also, definition from Wikipedia, of course, our go-to source in the modern age. Web development is a broad term for any activity related to developing a website for the World Wide Web or an intranet. This can include, and then Wikipedia goes on to talk about e-commerce, web design, web content, client-side, server-side, scripting, things that we don't need to know for our purposes. So, for now, we're going to just revise Wikipedia. We're not really going to revise it on the web, but just for our purposes, we're going to say that web development is a broad term for any activity related to developing an internet presence. Blog, a website that displays in chronological order the postings by one or more individuals and usually has links to comments on specific postings. I'm going to use blog or weblog interchangeably with a website that updates frequently. So this may be your entire website. For example, recruiteresq.com is my website and it's also a blog. This is compared to the homepage of a law firm such as Clifford Chance or Morgan Lewis or pepperhamilton.com. Similarly, when I say podcast, I mean any type of internet broadcast. So audio, video, podcast. On dictionary.com, for example, it says podcast to distribute multimedia files over the internet for playback on a mobile device or a personal computer. So it also encompasses all multimedia files. So now that we have our definitions, to visualize our web presence, I've created a chart with these 9 basic categories: phone, email, homepage, profiles, blog, podcast, creation, interpretation, domain/hosting. The first 3 categories, phone, email, homepage, these focus on direct ways to contact you over the web. So for the phone, you can send text messages from the web to a cell phone, or you can send text messages from your cell phone to the web. Also, in addition, programs like Skype, GChat, AIM, these bring phone and video chat services to the web. Email, that's pretty self-explanatory. Homepage, again, a homepage is a direct link to describe who you are. So therefore, your business homepage may be a link to your firm profile or your firm bio. It also may just be your blog. If you are a solo practitioner with a smaller website, it may be your URL address. If your professional website is a blog, as I said, it may be your blog's URL. If you don't have practice for your website, it may be your public LinkedIn address or a Facebook account. And a personal homepage would be a homepage that describes your personal life. So if you created something with a .mac account or on a Comcast.net account, that would be a personal homepage. The second three categories, profile, blog, podcast, these middle categories, they focus on how you interact on the web. This can be through connecting, promoting, publishing, or producing. And the last three categories, creation, interpretation, domain slash hosting, these focus on how you interact with the web. That's once you already have established an online presence. So this is my internet presence defined. I have my phone number where I can send and receive text messages. I have my Skype account where I can video chat or send and receive phone calls. My email addresses, my homepage, my business, recruiteresq.com is my business homepage. It's also my business blog. I have my profiles up there for LinkedIn, Facebook, MySpace. I have my Twitter account and my personal blog, which is at nonpretentious.com. My business blog, again, recruiteresq.com. This is a podcast, so that's recruiteresq.com. I also create files offline and online. Offline, I may create a text file or PHP file and upload them to my server via FTP. I also sometimes create files online using one of the online editing programs. Interpretation, I use Google Analytics, SiteMeter, and FeedBurner. I want to know where people are that are reading my blog. I want to know what keywords brought them to my blog. I want to know who is reading my blog in an RSS reader. This way I can tweak these things in order to make sure that I have an optimal return on my investment. And then finally, domain slash hosting. I have a personal domain and I host it on a virtual server. So now that you've defined your internet presence, you can analyze your internet presence. And I'm going to just return to those definitions that we threw out at the beginning. The web, your chart, once you fill it out, shows those delicate thread-like filaments that you have characteristically spun online. And then development, as you navigate through the categories on the chart, it will help you determine the best techniques for applying the web to your legal practice. Maybe you don't know what the techniques are, or you don't know if it's the best, but at least it will give you the tools to ask the right questions. In order to evolve your internet presence, you're going to need to first know about your online purpose. So what's the purpose of being online? Why do you have an internet presence? Does your internet presence align with your online purpose right now? And how do you need to develop in order to make those two things align? So that's the end of our presentation, and I hope now you have a few more questions to ask yourself and you know a little bit more about how you want to develop on the web. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you tune in next time.